I am Moses, once a prince of Egypt, now the liberator of my people. The story I'm about to tell you, it's one of divine intervention, of miracles and terrors beyond imagination. For generations, my people suffered under the yoke of Egyptian slavery. Our cries echoed through the land unheard until they reached the ears of God. He called to me through a burning bush, commanding me to lead his people to freedom. I was reluctant, afraid, but his will was stronger than my fear. I returned to Egypt, a land I had fled years before. The palace that was once my home now loomed as a symbol of oppression. Let my people go. I stood before Pharaoh, my former brother, and demanded their freedom. His eyes, once warm with familial love, now burned with contempt. The first plague struck without warning. The life-giving Nile, the very lifeblood of Egypt, turned to blood. Fish floated lifeless on the crimson surface. The stench of death filled the air. Yet Pharaoh remained unmoved. Then came the frogs. They swarmed from the polluted river, invading every corner of Egypt. The incessant croaking was maddening. They were in the houses, the beds, even in the ovens. Still, Pharaoh's heart was hardened. The third plague brought lice, infesting man and beast alike. The constant itching was a torment beyond endurance. I watched as even the mighty Pharaoh scratched helplessly. Yet his pride would not bend. Wild beasts came next, ravaging the land. The streets of Egypt, once bustling with life, became hunting grounds for savage creatures. A terrible pestilence struck the livestock. Cows, sheep, horses, all fell before this invisible killer. The fields, once filled with the sounds of animals, fell silent. Death hung heavy in the air. The sixth plague was perhaps the most visibly horrifying. Boils erupted on the skin of the Egyptians, painful and disfiguring. I saw proud nobles reduced to misery, their once perfect skin marred by angry sores. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained unmoved. Then came the hail, but not ordinary hail. Fire mingled with ice fell from the sky, a terrifying spectacle of nature's fury. The crops that had survived the earlier plagues were shattered, buildings crumbled under the onslaught. Egypt was being systematically destroyed. What little remained after the hail was devoured by locusts. They came in swarms so thick they blotted out the sun. In their wake, they left nothing. Fields were stripped bare, trees reduced to skeletons. Famine loomed on the horizon. The ninth plague plunged Egypt into darkness, a darkness so thick it could be felt. For 3 days no light penetrated this supernatural gloom. In that impenetrable blackness I could hear the wails of the Egyptians. Fear had finally taken hold, but Pharaoh's heart remained hardened. The final plague, even now it pains me to recall it. At midnight, death stalked through Egypt, claiming the firstborn of every household. From the poorest families to Pharaoh's palace, no one was spared. The cry that rose from Egypt that night, it still echoes in my dreams.
Go, take your people and go.
We fled Egypt, our backs to centuries of bondage. The night air was filled with a mixture of sorrow and hope as we began our exodus. We found ourselves trapped between Pharaoh's chariots and the vast expanse of the Red Sea. Fear gripped our hearts. Had we come so far only to die here? In that moment of despair, I heard God's voice. "Raise your staff," he commanded, and then God split the sea. The waters parted, forming towering walls on either side, revealing a path of dry land. In those impossible walls of water, fish swam, oblivious to the divine intervention taking place. With the sound of Pharaoh's chariots growing louder, we stepped onto the seabed. The ground beneath our feet was dry, as if untouched by water for centuries. As dawn broke, the last of our people reached the far shore. We turned to see Pharaoh's army entering the sea path, their chariots thundering across the exposed seabed. Once again, I raised my staff. The walls of water trembled, then crashed down with a roar that seemed to shake the very heavens. Pharaoh's mighty army vanished beneath the waves. In that moment, we were truly free. Our chains were broken, not just physically, but spiritually. Our journey had only begun, but we had witnessed the power of our God. We stepped into the wilderness, ready to forge our destiny as a nation.